83. The simplest amino acid is glycine, which is H2NCH2CO2H. The common feature of amino acids is that they contain the functional groups, an amine group, which is the NH2, and a carboxylic acid group, which is the CO2H. An amino acid can function as either an acid or a base. For glycine, the acid strength of the carboxyl group is about the same as that of acetic acid, which is CH3CO2H. And the base strength of the amino group is slightly greater than that of ammonia, which is NH3. So letter A, we have to write the Lewis structures of the ions that form when glycine is dissociated in 1 molar HCl and in 1 molar KOH. Okay, so first things first, let's just write out the general Lewis structure of glycine, right? So I'm just going to write this down. I have H2NCH2CO2H. Now, writing Lewis structures is not something new, right? There was a whole new chapter or a whole other chapter, I think it was chapter 7, that we went in depth as to how to write Lewis structures. So in this case, writing the Lewis structure shouldn't be a brand new thing. So I'm going to kind of go over it a little bit quickly. So in these cases, when you have a long Lewis structure, always kind of work from left to right and try to lay out the framework. Now keep in mind that, remember, hydrogen can never be in the middle. So it looks like I have 2 hydrogen that are bound to a nitrogen. So I'm going to write out the nitrogen. I'm going to say, okay, I have a nitrogen. And then I have those 2 hydrogens. So I'm just going to say, okay, I have 1 hydrogen here and 1 hydrogen here. Okay, now go to the next element. The next element is carbon. That could be in the middle. So I'm just going to string it along. And it looks like I have 2 hydrogens. Those 2 hydrogens are going to be attached to the carbon. So maybe I will just bring this down a little bit because I'm going to say I have 1 hydrogen and then I have another hydrogen. Let's keep going. The next element is the carbon. So carbon to carbon, they bind together. And now that carbon has the 2 oxygens. So maybe I'll do 1 over here and 1 over here. And then one of the oxygens is bound to that hydrogen. So maybe I'll just put it over here. Now let's put the valence electrons. Remember, each hydrogen only has 1 valence electron. So I'm just going to put 1 around each dot for hydrogen. Nitrogen has 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Carbon has 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I'll just move this over here. And each oxygen has 6. So I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No charges, so I can't add or take away any electrons. And I make sure that I have a single bond between everybody first. So single bonded up, single bonded up. There we go. Single bond, single bond, single bond. Single bond, single bond. And now just check for the octet. The only one that doesn't have the octet is these 2 right here, right? Oxygen has 7 and carbon also has 7. So that one needs a double bond. And now, voila, we have glycine. But now, I'm just going to highlight the 2 different ends. And maybe, if I can, actually, I think we're good. I think I have enough room. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight the 2 groups. They talk about the amine group. So that's this part. So that's the amine. And the carboxylic acid group, which is the CO2H. So that's this part over here, the CO2H. That's the carboxylic. Okay. And now they did say that the carboxylic is going to act as an acid. So I'm just going to mark that down, that this part is the acid. And the amine is going to act as the base. Okay. So now from that piece of information, I just need to make sure what is the form going to be when I add HCl. So maybe I'll put the answer over here. So we're going to do the 1 molar HCl first. Now keep in mind that HCl is one of your strong acids, right? So that means that all of your base components are going to be reacting. Now, there's only one base. It's the amine part, right? They did say that that's the basic part. So in terms of the carboxylic acid end, I'm not going to worry about this. I'm going to keep this what it is. The only component that might change is this amine. And remember, if we have an acid-base reaction, it's just a proton transfer. So the HCl will break down into H plus and Cl minus, but the H, the proton, is what is going to go and get transferred to the amine. And it makes sense because you have those two lone pairs that will grab the hydrogen. So you can add one more hydrogen to that nitrogen. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this just to not waste time. So I'm going to have those highlights there, but I will get rid of them. So we will get rid of this highlight and we will get rid of this highlight. And now we're just focusing on this. If this nitrogen is going to snatch that hydrogen, right, those two electrons are going to turn into a bond and you add the extra hydrogen. And now if we did the formal charge, the nitrogen now has a plus sign on it, mainly because it gained a bond. And that would be the answer for the first one. This is what it would be in 1 molar HCl. Keep in mind, you don't have to worry about this because this is the acid component. So it's just going to stay there because we're in an acidic solution. Now we have to do the other side. So now we have 1 molar KOH. And KOH is a strong base. So now I'm going to be working on the other side. Remember, KOH dissociates into K plus and OH minus. So since we're in basic conditions, I'm now going to leave this part alone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with this. It's basically the same exact idea, that the base component, the OH minus, with its lone pairs, is going to snatch up the acidic hydrogen. Just like in this case, we took that acidic hydrogen from the acid. This is the acidic hydrogen from the acid component. It's the only hydrogen from the COOH. So the base is going to snatch up that hydrogen. And the electrons are going to go back to the oxygen, right? Because these electrons are not going to be a bond anymore. That's going to be broken. And those two electrons go back to the oxygen. So I'm going to just paste that again, just so that we don't waste time. I'm going to get rid of the boxes. I'm not going to work on the base side. And I'm going to remove this H, because that goes to the base now. Goodbye. Goodbye. And you have those two lone electrons. They go back to the oxygen. And now, if we put the formal charge on it, this oxygen now has a negative because it lost the hydrogen. And that is the answer for the base. So maybe if I just write this now, this is in 1 molar HCl, and this is in 1 molar KOH. And those are your two answers. So I hope this helped. This is part A. So we have one more part that's coming up in the next video, so hang tight. But I'll talk to you then, all right? I really hope this helped. In the meantime, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, thank you so much for that, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.